Hey y'all, it's your girl Lisa, and it is election night eve. Hope everybody's having a great day. A lot of people out of school. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's been a long time since I've been in school, and I didn't know you got out the day before and the day of. So hey, um, I'm gonna start this live off by saying this: I don't do political content. I don't do political content because my mind cannot be swayed. I cannot be changed. I'm not going to see your side and depend upon what you say. Uh, so I don't do political content. I don't get out there. I don't do that because I know that politics and things like that can be very polarizing and can be very, people are very serious about their politics and about who they follow and their values, their morals, things like that. And while I respect your right to feel how you feel, to navigate your life the way you want to navigate your life, to vote for who you want to vote for, I believe that is your right. I ain't mad at you about that. Everybody can't agree. Um, Me disliking or liking somebody is my choice. So as you can see from the background, that's who we follow here in this house. As this live goes, I will get into why we follow Harris Walls um, for president. Now, I'm neither conservative nor liberal. I'm not even in the middle. I don't know what you call me because I believe in everybody's right to do what everybody want to do. I believe in it. I believe in your right to do it as long as it doesn't hurt you or anybody else. Just because I don't believe in what you believe in doesn't mean what you're believing in is wrong. It doesn't mean what I believe in is right and vice versa. I believe that everybody has to navigate their own life to the best of their abilities. I believe that you have to forge your path the way you want to forge your path, and nobody should tell you how to do that. I believe that things happen for a reason. I believe that we are destined to repeat history if we do not take notice of history trying to repeat itself. Um, I say all that to say this: vote for whoever you want to vote for. Take whatever stands you want to take. Um, Hold on, y'all. I see people in the chat. Hello, hello. Hey, Whitman, how you doing? Hey, Addie. Early voting, yay! This house early voted too, so then nobody want to be standing in line tomorrow. And in a lot of places, especially in the South, they have changed a lot of the voting rules. And I'm gonna go section for section on things so that I don't get caught up in the little bitty things of the things that I'm thinking about and why I decided that it's time for a change when it comes to our politics, when it comes to the White House, when it comes to the federal government, when it comes to the leader of the free world. And I'm gonna get into that too. Um, so starting off with voting, I grew up in the South. I grew up in Alabama, not far away from Montgomery, which was the seat of one of the things going on with the voting and voter registration, the Civil Rights Act. Um, I live 20 minutes away from Montgomery, Alabama. My grandparents lived and worked during the time of the bus boycotts. My mother and father did not need the bus, they had cars. However, a lot of people did. A lot of people in the city that we lived in, which was 20, 30 minutes away from Montgomery. And a lot of times because a lot of people lived in the outskirts of cities and they worked in the cities like they do now, but they didn't have you couldn't catch an Uber. in the black communities, everybody didn't have no car, so your homeboy couldn't drop you off at work. So buses were a predominant mode of transportation. And if at the time that people needed to take care of their families, they decided in themselves to boycott the main way that they can get around, something serious was going on. So that is where I was raised. I was raised around plantation houses. I was raised around uh, crosses burning. I was raised around, I'm 57. So I was raised around relatives who had actively lived and been slaves. My grandmother, my great great grandmother, my great 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 grandmother. So yeah. So I was raised in around the talk. I was raised around the talk of shanty towns and Jim Crow, and I didn't have to look up when we had, when it went to Black History Month, and every Black History Month you got to write a paper when you're in school. So I didn't have to go to the encyclopedia. I just go talk to my mama, my grandmama, to get information. Um, the funniest story is when I don't know why I was doing. I think I was just doing civil rights. I don't think I was really doing the bus boycott. I think I was just doing the civil rights, this movement as a whole. And I asked my mom about the bus boycotts because I didn't know at the time. I knew that she worked in Montgomery. I didn't know how she got there. I was they had a car by the time I got here, so I didn't know they had a car the whole time. So I asked my mom. I was like, I said, did the bus boycott affect you? I said, can you tell me about that? She said, no, me and my husband was working. We both had cars. I was like, okay, you said that like Rosa did something to daddy. I mean, hey, I joke, I laugh and I joke about stuff like that. But yeah, so that's where I was raised. So I firmly believe had I been born a little earlier, I would have been a Black Panther. But that didn't mean I had to be in California because that's when they started. But that's another story. So when I look at what's going on, when I look at the open hostility towards the Black community from everybody, when I look at the open racism, when I look at women's rights being taken away from them, when I look at the way things have come, I'm like, I can't be the only person that wants to change. I can't be the only person that wants to change because in the entirety of America, since America has had presidents, there has been one Black president. I don't know the exact number of years that America has been America. I do only know how many presidents we had because they go by number. So we've had 46 presidents. Of the 46 presidents, one has been a Black man. One, just one. And in the years before, in the years since, everybody's complaint. You got to want something different because it don't. It, it's hard for me to say. Leilani, thank you, Willie Brown. Thank you. Okay, all right. Um, hey, could you put the link up there if Leilani want to get on the thing? Um, sorry about that, y'all. I try not to look at the chat because I get thrown off, as y'all can see. um, for the last year or so, since the election and the election cycle and all the politics is ramped up, I have listened to people on both sides of the aisle. I have listened to senators and governors. We have went through tragedies, and The things that I have seen with my eyes, the 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 commercials that have been put out by the Trump campaign, the rallies that have been put out. I'm just going on his side of the aisle. I'll get on our side of the aisle in a minute. The the things that have been said, it boggles my mind how anyone, regardless of your political affiliation, can look at that particular side of the aisle and go, "That's for me." The disrespect shown to the black community, to women as a whole, to the LGBTQ community, to the disabled community, to the immigrant community. It has been across the board. Women have no or limited um, access to reproductive health care, and women are dying because of that. Books are being banned in schools. Black history is not being taught. Words are being changed. Meanings are being shifted so that people won't have hurt feelings. Black people are told to get over slavery. They're told to get over Jim Crow. They're told to get over racism and discrimination and bigotry. Women are told that your only job is to have children and be somebody's wife. Why do you want to have an education? Why do you want to have a job? Why do you want to be independent when there's a man out there who will keep you knocked up, barefoot and pregnant? The definitions of religion and Christianity and spirituality seem to have shifted to where a man is a god or godlike. You ask people a question on the other aisle, they don't have an answer. If I ask them a yes or no question, and if they don't like the no, they'll not answer at all, or they don't know. They make wild, outlandish claims about people having not just late term. Can I say abortion? Huh? But oh, um, women have lost the right to access abortion. Now, regardless of whether or not you fall on that choice, if you don't want to have an abortion, don't have one. I, that's where I fall. I also fall in that it is not just about not having a baby. For thousands of women in the world, it will save their life. For thousands of women, being pregnant is a death sentence. It's an actual, literal death sentence. And now you have to be on the brink of death. Now you have to sit in the parking lot and bleed out. Now you have to go home and wait till you pass out until the ambulance comes. And even then, doctors will not provide life saving abortions to pregnant women because they're scared to go to jail. Because we allow people with no uterus and no medical expertise to decide whether or not a woman needs to have a medical procedure. Children have limited access to books because parents say they shouldn't see that, they shouldn't read that, they shouldn't know that. Let's change the word slavery. It's too inflammatory. It hurts our children's feelings. These are all things people have said out loud. I'm not making this up. I'm not remembering wrong. These are things that people have said out loud as to reasons to why our children, they're banning books. They're banning books. It is 2024. In my phone right now, the one that I'm talking to you on, I have a Kindle. And on that Kindle, I can get just damn near any book, pay for it or for free. But in 2024, we are banning books. Instead of parenting our children, instead of educating our children, we're banning books. Hmm. Now, I, like I said, I'm not big on any inflammatory content. We try to keep our page as a family page, but I have a family. I have a granddaughter and a daughter who is affected by the rules and regulations. I'm married to a woman. Do you understand that by repealing the safeguards of privacy, they're going to come after birth control. They're going to come after same sex marriage. They're going to make it almost nearly impossible to get a divorce unless your husband says so. You understand that it's just not about you being pro life. There's so many other things. It's like, get out and vote. We have got to try something different. We've got to try something different. I can't be the only one looking at the presidential candidate, the male presidential candidate, and wondering why anyone would want him to be the representative of the United States. Because we are, quote, the leaders of the free world. We are. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the only one that thinks that that's just not just aesthetically, just superficially how I want my president to look. I really don't think anybody, I think I'm feeling that. I don't know. That's just like I'm like it's just, I can't do it. I just don't understand the how we have come so far from just being Democrats and Republicans. Just you feel your way, I feel my way, and at the end of the day, we meet in the middle some kind of way. There's no meeting in the middle. Let's make. We're gonna go back where I am a black woman. I have a black son, a black daughter, black granddaughter. Doesn't matter about how light skinned I am, because at the end of the day, when they line them up, I'm gonna be in line with black folks. So don't look at the outside. Look at what people see. What greatness do black people want to go back to in America? Every time black people have carved out a little excellence for ourselves back in the day, when you go back, let's make it great again. Every time we carve out a little excellence, every time we do what they want us to do and go off by ourselves and leave them alone, because we excel, because we make it look easy, because we thrive in spite of our hardships, they destroy it. Black Wall Street, their entire black communities. The reason that black people don't get in Lake Lanier, because there's an entire black community under Lake Lanier that was sunk because we were doing too good. What part of that do we want to go back to? I want to move forward. When I was younger, and I used to hear white folks call us niggas, and I used to see my grandmother drop her head and move to the side when a white person was walking down the street and coming toward her, or when we would be in a store somewhere and she would allow old white women, just to get in front of her and move her out of the way like she wasn't there. I just knew as an adult my children and my children's children would not have to go through that. I knew that. I just knew that. I just knew that we couldn't stay in a situation to where we are invisible. I knew that. I just knew that it would get better. And then here comes the war on drugs. Millions of young black people are locked up for being a crackhead. And then the gangs. Who do you think they got all them guns from? I'm gonna let y'all let it sit and marinate on that. And then Ronald Reagan came along. Bless his heart. And then we just slowly we got out of it. Black excellence could not be contained. Entertainment, sports, politics. Some of the most articulate, well thought out, well educated people in politics are black people, black women. So I just knew that we would, okay, we was down, we was up, we was down, we was up, we was down. Now let's get up. But then here comes 2016. And when I went to sleep on election night, I knew when I woke up the day after on that Wednesday that Hillary Clinton was going to be president, was going to have our first woman president. Woohoo! I knew that we would not elect Donald Trump as president. Because realistically, think about it in these terms. Think about everybody who has a job that has a manager or a GM, and you have a sorry, raggedy manager or GM. You know how your company and stuff is run. So imagine America is whatever grocery store or Walmart. And imagine hiring a manager or a GM to run the most prosperous, biggest Walmart in the world, has no experience in running anything. Being an actor, being a businessman, that other people do the business for you is not a qualification to run a country. So let me start by saying that before anybody says, well, he was all listed a billionaire. Okay, that's still that's just like me. I've been in the restaurant industry for 30, 40 years. I can't go be a nurse just because I've been working in management for 30 or 40 years. I can't go nurse. I can't go manage a nursing the nurses. I don't know what the hell they got going on over there. I don't know they thing. Can I manage a restaurant? Hell yeah. Can I manage a store? Hell yeah. Can I go and do something that I have no knowledge of? That is indicative. That is primary to my job, but I have no knowledge of it. No. My management experience, my customer service experience may help, but if I have no knowledge of nursing or nurses or anything like that, how the hell can I sit up there and tell somebody what to do that I have no knowledge? They know everything and I know nothing. So when I woke up Wednesday, 2016, November, whatever day that was, I just knew we was gonna have our first woman president. I woke up and I thought I was in an episode of the Twilight Zone. My TV said Donald Trump is president. I said, what? McDonald's? What is going on? And that's when it started. That's when it started. I don't know. All right, so we here. He's there. He's president. Yay. Let's go. As black people, we have had to live through everything, and we lived through it. We lived through recessions, we lived through poverty, we lived through violence, we lived through everything. We lived through grief, we lived through ups and downs. We have made it. Understand that. The people that came before us, our ancestors, the people that walked across the I forget it, the Edwin Pettus Bridge in Selma, the people who boycotted buses because you couldn't sit in wherever you wanted to, but you could pay the same money. The people who sat at whites only counters to eat, the people who drank out of whites only fountains, the people who went into the whites only bathrooms, the children that went to school while adults threw rocks at them. All of these people ran so that we could walk with our heads held high and not have to worry about somebody calling us a nigger just because we happen to be black. So we make it. We make it through. So we went through them 4 years and the rise in racism and people actively just calling the police on little black girls selling water or selling lemonade, or black people barbecuing at a beach, or a black man trying to walk in a park and look at his birds. We lived through that. But people wonder why it started happening. And I tell anybody, people ask, some people will ask, I watch a lot of TikTok, and it's a lot of political content on TikTok. And I just watch and I watch. I don't make my own content. I just watch and I listen, because a lot of these are young people, and I'm very, very proud of our young people who are taking up the mantle of trying to make this country the country that we want it to be, that we say it is, the greatest country in the world. And I listen to the young people, and they always ask, why do people follow Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans and the alternative right? Why are they so enamored? Why can he do no wrong? Why do you have preachers and evangelists and people calling him Jesus, letting him sell a Bible for $60, buying $1,000 tennis shoes? This, I don't know, selling. He's a anyway. They ask why. And the only answer that I can give, if I give my 2 cents, because being on social media is all about just your opinion anyway, so that's what I'm giving, is because they saw themselves in Trump. Trump gave them permission to be openly racist. They didn't have to hide it anymore. They didn't have to wait till they got home to call us niggas in the privacy of their own home. They could do it in the Walmart. They could tell somebody who's working, doing a job, we don't have niggas around here. He gave them permission. The president of the United States can be openly racist and nobody say anything. So that's our man. That's our man's in them. Because if he can do it, we can do it. We put him in there, we'll be protected. So that's my opinion as to why. Because I've never, realistically, I'm too young to pay attention or to have been old enough to form an opinion when Jim Jones took thousands of people to Guyana and made them drink Kool-Aid till they died. I'm too young for that. So I've never really seen a cult in action until now, because I don't understand how he could blatantly do the things that he does, and everybody's like, and they have an excuse. So there was he was doing a town hall or a rally or something not too long ago, a few days ago, and he was actively, hear me out, talking about sex and fellatio and using his hands and his mouth. And he did that on camera. And they posted it. And I'm like, this is the person that you want to vote for president? If he was anybody else, he'd have been fired. If he was anybody else, he'd have been fired. Think about all the people who talk crazy online and they wake up Monday morning with no job. If it had been anybody else at a political rally, faking fellatio on a mic, they would have been fired Monday. But nope, not him. They made excuses. This is the person that we want to lead the free world, that we want to be our representative on the global stage. Not we, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, not me. I could Google comment after comment after speech after charge after video after audio of things that are inappropriate for somebody daddy to say out loud and in public, let alone the person that's running for president. I have listened to thousands of people make excuses and just throw out word salads that don't go together of why he does this. But when asked a direct question, they have no answers. I have listened to people talk about a presidential candidate like it's two schoolgirls and they both like the same boy. I have listened to news anchors, television hosts, podcasters, videos on TikTok and YouTube talk about Kamala Harris like y'all went to school together, like y'all in high school and y'all like the same boy. No mention of her qualifications because, in their estimation, because she's a woman and a woman of color, they don't want her to be a black woman because her mother is one race and her father is another race. They don't know the difference between race and ethnicity. Those are two different things. They're not interchangeable. Your ethnicity and your race are not the same thing. They don't focus on what she did. They focus on the fact when she had to sleep her way to be the vice president. There's no way that she could be that smart, that intelligent, did all those things. There's no way that she could have accomplished what she accomplished unless she fucked somebody to do it. And they say that out loud. And where is that respectable? Where is that done? How many people can go to work and talk about their boss like that's some girl that you like her boyfriend or she like your boyfriend or whatever? Because the way they talk about Kamala Harris is abhorrent. It's atrocious. If you don't like her, that's fine. You don't want to vote for her, that's fine. You don't believe in what she stands for, that's fine. I don't knock anybody for feeling the way they feel because I feel the way I feel. I know that you can't change my mind, so I'm not going to try to change yours. However, is it necessary to do the things you do? If you have real complaints about what she's done, say that. If you have find fault in what she's done, say that. Talk about her record as vice president. Talk about her record as a senator. Talk about her record as the district attorney for the state of California, or the I forget it's not district attorney, something else. But talk about her record as district attorney because she was that. Talk about her record as a lawyer. If you find fault in all of that, I'm good. I have no problem. I don't think that anybody is above the law. I don't think that anybody is above criticism because I happen to like their politics or because I haven't found fault with them. If you have, more power to you. But find actual fault for somebody. Don't sit up there and talk about them personally because you can't find fault. But that's because everybody else is doing. And that's what everybody else is saying. If you were to ask a Trump follower why they said what they said about her, is because they heard somebody else say it. Well, I read somewhere on Facebook, I saw a post on Instagram. Oh, somebody I follow on TikTok said this about her yesterday. But Google is free. Google is free. I do it all the time. Ask baby. She asked me for something. She asked me for something before she got through saying it. Before she said the last syllable of the word, I had Googled it. Google is free. When I look at politics and I look at things like that, I look at what my children are going to have to deal with. I'm 57 years old, and I've survived Reagan, I've survived both Bushes, and I survived Trump. But I don't know what my children are going to come into. Nick right now is in the army. Right now. And I worry about a president who says, we're just bomber. We just throw the biggest bomb we got at them. Do you know, y'all can look it up. Do you know what the biggest money making thing is for a country? War. Right now, we're not in one. Right now, we're peacekeeping forces, we're stationed, we're helping out. But right now, we're not in a war. I'm sure that as this video hits people, you think about your son or your daughter that signed up because they wanted to be a part of something, or they saw the military and the Army, the Air Force, Navy, the Marines as a way to better their lives. And in the back of our heads, in the back of our minds, we know that it's possible that our children can be sent off to a war zone. But we look at our government and we look at our president and we hope and pray that we have somebody in office who is scary enough and who is intelligent enough to make sure that they don't have to. I don't see that when I look at our former president. I see that if it's a way for him to make money, next thing you know, we'll be in World War III. Y'all understand these are the things that you got to think about. It's not just about a popularity contest. The president is not a popularity contest. That's Miss America. That's Miss Universe. That's the homecoming queen. The president has a job to do. That's what you got to look at it like. I'm just talking about the president because we need to vote for the people that are actually holding. See, that's another thing. And I'm going to go to that now. The president has to have a he's have to have a presence, but realistically, he is the GM. We are Walmart. He's the GM of Walmart. But you know who runs Walmart? Are the department managers. And after the department managers, it's the shift leads and the supervisors. That's who runs the company. Just like the dude owns Walmart, but he don't run Walmart. He got a board of directors. He got a CEO, a COO. He got people that run his company. Florida has lost billions of dollars in what's the stuff when people go destination? What's the stuff? What's the word I'm trying to say? Uh, that people travel to places like New York and California and Florida because they're tourists. Tourists, that's what I'm trying to say. Has lost billions of tourist dollars for the things that he's doing down there. Women are dying left and right in Texas because doctors are afraid to perform life saving abortions, because doctors are afraid to go to jail for 10 years. In Alabama, women are getting locked up because they have miscarriages. That's the governors, by the way. The people who hand out the money, Senate, Congress, those people, the legislative part of the government, make sure you vote for somebody who not only wants to take care of himself, but you as well. They want to get rid of the people are actively talking about women not being able to vote, marriages being dissolved, children being taken away. A trans if your child is transgendered, there are places where they talk about taking your child away because that's child abuse, because you allow your child to be who your child is. It's not just abstract things that are going on. People are going to jail. People are dying. You can get a gun quicker than you can get the medicine you need to save your life. Police can do what they want. They can kill an unarmed man. They can shoot up the wrong house and they get a paid vacation. Every once in a while, they have to go to jail because they forgot to turn off their body cams. It's not just abstract. It's not just a president you might never meet. I have never met a president. In my 57 years on earth, I have never physically seen a president. Shut up. I have never physically seen a president. Not now, no, no. And I've been alive since Richard Nixon. I've been alive since Richard Nixon was president. I didn't see Richard. I didn't see Ford. I didn't see Jimmy. I didn't see Ronald. I didn't see, there was another president there somewhere. I forget who he was. I didn't see Daddy Bush. I didn't see Clinton. I didn't see Baby Bush. I didn't see Obama. I didn't see Trump. I didn't see what's whatever the name what's the name? Joe Biden. I didn't see Biden. I haven't physically seen the president, but I have seen mayors. I have seen Congress people and legislative people, because those are the people that actively affect us. Know your rights, know your laws, know who's actually affecting you, and vote accordingly, y'all. No amount of proximity to whiteness is going to erase your blackness. I don't care how many times you say Trump 2024 or Go 45 or MAGA for life, they see your blackness and they act accordingly. So act with them. Black people, we have to stop voting against our own best interests. Women, we have to stop voting against our own best interest. Ladies, we're not seen as a full person. Are you not listening to what these people are saying? I grew up when my mama could not have her own bank account. She couldn't have her own bank account. She couldn't have credit cards in her name. She couldn't have a house or a car in her name. I grew up at the time, unless you were married, you were not worth anything. It wasn't until I was old enough to help my mama that she actually got a bank account in her name, credit cards in her name. That was the 80s. My mom was born in 1926. It wasn't until the 80s. My grandma, you know what I mean? They know my mama and my grandma the same thing. Huh? I was raised by my grandma. My mama got put up, my mother, person who squalls me out, got put out of the military because she was pregnant with me. My black mama got put out of the military because she was pregnant by a white man. And this was before it was legal. Because that used to be illegal. All these little interracial babies you see, all these little interracial marriages, man, black man, white man, whatever, them used to be illegal, y'all. They trying to get that back. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Are y'all listening to me? Taking America back ain't a good thing, y'all. Not for anybody. Well, for some people. But not for women, not for black folks. They trying to get rid of child labor laws so that your children, they trying to get rid of the board of education so that your children don't have to go to school, but they can enter the workforce. Your grandbaby can enter the workforce. He don't need no education. Women, education. As soon as she get old enough to have a baby, she married somebody. Do y'all understand that's what it used to be like? Y'all think The Color Purple was fiction? That was based off reality. Little girls, 11, 12, 13, as soon as they got their period, were married off to 30, 40, 50-year-old men. Miss Silly wasn't just a fictional character in a book. She was thousands of young little black girls and white girls. Hey, hold on, y'all. My phone hot. Hey, cool gamer. How y'all doing? Uh, y'all like my unicorn? I'm a unicorn today. I felt like I'd be unicorny today. Yeah, Color Purple was a work of fiction, but it was based on reality. Is that what y'all want to go back to? That's what you want to go back to? Hmm. Y'all want to go back to people actively saying you can't come in here because you're black. You can't come in here because you're Spanish or Latino or Muslim or whatever, whites only, blacks only, black side, white side. That's what y'all want to do. That's what y'all want to go back to. It wasn't until the 2000s they actually made an anti-lynching law. Like lynching wasn't murder. Y'all want to go back to when they actively lynched people, hung them outside of police stations, and nobody said anything. They had parties around the dead bodies. Is that what you want to go back to? I'm asking everybody. Is that the kind of people you want to be? The kind of people that lynch, the kind of people that watch the lynching, and the kind of people that get lynched. That's what you want to go back to. You want to go back to it being okay to beat your wife as long as nobody sees the marks. You want to go back to people being property. I was watching TikTok and they were debating, as it is, it's election time. That's what's going on during election time. People debate, young people, white people, black people, everybody. And it was a young white man and a young black girl, a young white girl, and they were talking about they were on different sides of the aisle. One was MAGA, one was just Democrat, liberal, whatever, leftist. Those are different things as well. And he was talking about the abortion ban and how the Supreme Court how they did so much damage. And he said something about you're okay with the states being in control of your body. She said, yeah, the states should have control. Each state should be able to do what they want to do. He said, so if Alabama decided it wanted to go back and have slavery again, would you be okay with that? She was like, yeah, sure, if that's what Alabama wants. Now, it didn't dawn on me that that would be anybody's answer, not publicly anyway. I know how quickly you can get canceled by saying something you think you have the right to say. People want to scream the First Amendment. Yes, you have the right to say whatever you want to say. That's not actually what that statute is, but I'm not going to get into the legalities and I'm not going to get into the actualities of the First Amendment. However, if you want to think it's your right to say anything, however, you're not free from the consequences from your actions. So publicly, I would think that one would say, even if you felt that way, you know what? No, I don't really think you should go back to slavery. No, that's not. She felt comfortable enough to get on Beyonce's internet and say, if that's what Alabama want, they want slaves. Let them do it. Mm. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. She's gonna vote. People like her are gonna vote. People that think it's okay if they want slaves, it's not gonna affect me. As long as it don't affect me, it's okay if it gets affects other people. I don't really care about that. I have been sitting here and I've been watching. Mostly I've been on Lifetime today, and there has been 3 billion. I know it ain't been that many, but just go with me. It has been 3 billion Trump commercials on Lifetime. I don't know if Lifetime has decided it wants to back Trump, and that's cool. That's their business. Again, no commercial can change my mind. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I sit up there and the thought, and I wonder what people see. I'm often stuck like that, y'all. I'm often stuck like that. What people see. when they see the things that I see and they hear the things that I hear. And I think, well, maybe I'm biased because I lean toward the right. Maybe I'm a little biased, but some stuff don't matter which way you lean, just wrong. You know, the whole, yeah, I'm cool with slavery, that's kind of wrong. Regardless of which way you lean, slavery was not a vacation. It wasn't some blip in America's history. It was an integral part of the formation and the growing of America. It wasn't a character flaw. It was thousands of people, millions of people displaced and stolen from their homeland, brought over here to work because what? People didn't want to do their own work. But those are the same people to be screaming now, talking about you young people don't want to work. Don't nobody want to work. You need to get a job. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Yada yada whoop de whoop. Mm. What about the people that don't vote? They got something to say. So baby just ask a question. What about the people that don't vote? They always got something to say. I look at it like this. It's me and my homegirl, and we supposed to be buying a car together. But I put all the money in. I make the payments. I buy the gas. I pay the insurance. Is she supposed to have equal access to my car? She didn't put no money down. She didn't stick her neck out. Is she supposed to enjoy the spoils of the car purchase the way I do? If I sell the car, should I give her half the money? If you're telling me you're not voting because I don't like either one of them, well, guess what, y'all? Regardless of whether or not you vote, because I don't like neither one of them, you're going to be subject to either one of them when either one of them win. It doesn't matter whether or not you like them. You have to look at the policies. You have to look at what they stand for. You have to look at what they bring to the table, and then be like, "Well, shit, I don't like you, but I'm cool with what you're doing." All right. So what about the people that don't vote because they feel it doesn't matter? How doesn't it matter? I mean, here's the thing. Life is full of perceptions. Life is full of perception. How you perceive something is your reality. If somebody is accused of being a thief, I'll use a thief because I'm not gonna go into trauma. But somebody is accused of being a thief, even if they didn't steal nothing, even if they ain't never stole nothing, even if they ain't never even been arrested for stealing something. But somebody accuses them publicly of being a thief, even though they didn't do anything. They are still affected by that accusation. Their life still shaped by the perception that others have of them. So even if you think that shit ain't gonna help, you know that if you don't do anything, that absolutely ain't gonna help. But even if it's just one vote, you can feel like I helped. I feel like I did something. It's just like when you start a weight loss journey or an exercise journey or a weightlifting journey. Yesterday, you didn't make any steps. Today, you made one. I'm not studying. You just leave it. You ain't lose no weight, but the perception is you started your journey. It didn't change anything, but it still started you on your way. Regardless of whether or not you vote people, for whatever reason you don't vote, who you didn't vote for, I don't want to vote because I don't like, because I don't think, I heard somebody say a woman, Kamala, is going to get a period. Kamala is 60 years old. I am 57, and I wish a period would call my name. That's why I'm not going to vote for her because she's a woman. And women are irrational. I don't know. I can't see y'all. Hold on. Oh, okay. Baby says money. I don't know why. I don't know why people act like there are no other women leaders in the world. There's several. There are several countries with female leadership, and they doing just fine. Ain't one of them drop the bomb on nobody just because they stomach hurt or because they was having a bad day or whatever. This dumb shit that people say. If you let me tell you something. Let me tell you, here's my thing. I don't give a shit why you vote for somebody, but stand on that. Don't sit up here and try to bullshit and make up nothing and make shit sound good. I ain't voting because I don't like neither one of them. Vote for who you want to vote for, and tell the truth. I'm voting for Trump because I'm a racist and he a racist too. I'm voting for Trump because I'm rich and he gonna give me money. He gonna cut my taxes. I'm voting for Trump because he got felonies and I got felonies too. I ain't been convicted of none. I'm voting for Trump because I see myself in him. Be cool and stand 10 tones down on that. If you want to vote for Kamala because I'm voting for a woman because I want to see that. I'm voting for a black woman because I want to see that. I'm voting for her because I ain't voting for him. Shit down on that. Hell, if somebody asks you why you voting, and the only thing you can say is, I would vote for a cricket before I vote for Trump. Fine. I would vote for a turtle before I vote for Kamala. Fine. But stand on that shit and make the perception that you're doing something because it does affect you. It affects you. It affects your daughters. It affects your sisters, your wives, your mamas. It affects your children. It affects your future. The past has happened. We can't go back. I don't know why people keep saying that. We can just try to be better. And if you don't want to be better again, that's fine. But don't cover it up and try to cover it up in pretty shit. Thousands of people, black, most predominant, but people of all colors and ethnicities died and fought and marched and walked, went to jail, attacked by dogs and police, tear gas and rubber bullets, water hoses, so that you could vote. so that you can have some say so. Because if you do nothing, don't say nothing. What you gonna say? Who you gonna be mad with? You didn't vote. Who you gonna be mad with? You didn't take a stand. Who you gonna be mad with? And I'm talking about both sides. Is you my homie and you vote for Trump? No. Do I block you when I see your video come across? Yes. But I respect your right to do what you gotta do. You gotta be who you are, just like I gotta be who I am. You gotta stand 10 toes down for yours, and I'm gonna stand for mine. Do I wish you any ill will? No, I don't. I don't wish Trump or the people that vote for him any ill will. I think that if you use hate and you desire hate and you promote hate, I don't have to wish you any ill will because hate is the only thing you receive. People always, um, if I talk about how bad a Republican a politician is, I'm gonna talk about how bad the Democratic politician is. If a politician or somebody on the side that I lean toward does something fucked up, fire him, put him in jail. I don't care what it look like. If I want to change, if I want change to happen, that means I want change across the board to happen. I just don't want change that benefits me to happen. I want change that benefits you, that benefits yours, not just me and mine. I don't just want my ethnicity, my race. If it affects you and your ethnicity and your race, I want that fixed too. I don't just want to be happy. I want it all. If everybody happy, then ain't nobody sad. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I don't want to hate you because you're white. I don't want to hate you because you're black. I don't want to hate you because you're this ethnicity. I don't want to hate you because you're this religion. I don't want to hate you because you're this gender. I don't want to hate anybody. And nobody should want that. That shit is tiring. That is puts too much. When I see somebody doing good, no matter what I'm doing, I'm clapping. I am fucking celebrating with you. Am I going to celebrate a Trump win? I'm not because I think it's bad for us. Because my opinion alone, and the only one that I can state, the only opinion that I can speak, the only opinion that I really give a shit about, I don't think he's good for America. I don't think we're going to have more money in our paychecks. I don't think healthcare will survive. I don't think Social Security will survive. I don't think Medicare will survive. I don't. I don't think the rights and the things that we have now are going to survive. I don't think he's good for us. I don't think that a world, I don't think the world will be better for my granddaughter and my daughter and my son if he's president. And it doesn't matter if it's 4 years. Do y'all know how much damage a motherfucker can do in 3 days? This country barely survived COVID. Tens of thousands of people died that didn't have to. know how many pandemics and viruses never touched our shores? Do you know how many plans and policies were in place to make sure that we never had to deal with that? And one fell swoop, it was gone. And 3 minutes later, we were in a pandemic that shut the world down. I don't think he's good for us. In my humble opinion, I don't think I don't think a lot of us will make it out the way they think. Now, if that's not your opinion and you don't want to fuck with me no more, that's cool. I applaud your opinion. If you don't want to deal with me because that's how I think, I'm cool with that. But I'm not just looking at the people I live with and love. I'm looking at the people that I look around and it's not just my kids, it's yours. When I see Nick interacting with his other they're not inmates, hold on. I mean inmates, with the other soldiers, I smile at all of them. Not just at my baby, because I see these young men and women, I see the future in their eyes. I don't just smile and look at him. I smile at all of them. When I see the pictures of Penelope playing with all the kids when she goes to the library and other places, I don't just smile at Penelope. I smile and laugh at all of the babies. Vote, don't vote, left, right, Republican, Democrat. Hold on, y'all. I can't see. Okay, baby talking. Um, Conservative, liberal, leftist, alternative, right. However you lean, whatever way you go, it's time for a change, y'all. I don't think I don't know I don't know how we would survive another 4 years of MAGA because it's not going to be Republican. I have no problem. I have no problem with Republicans. I have seen some Republican politicians that I would vote for. I have not recently, but before. It's not about your politics, it's about your policies. It's about how you carry yourself, and it's about how you take care of the people that you are paid to take care of. I don't know how we survive another 4 years of that. I don't know if any of you run a business or own a business or hire people, but I'm going to say it like this, and then I'm going to get off here because I've been on here over an hour, I think. I ain't got my glass on, I can't see. I think I've been on here over an hour. If you ever hire somebody, you have two people sitting in your waiting room and they're both here for the same job. One person has never had a job, has no experience, limited education. The other person has worked in the same industry, several years of experience, good attitude, good rapport. The other person is rude and condescending and assumes that he's supposed to have the job just because he's entitled to it, not because he deserves it. And then you have somebody else who actually has the qualifications and the temperament to make the job a good thing, who do you hire? I want y'all to think about this as employees who worked with somebody who got hired because they were the brother, the cousin, the uncle, the niece, the nephew. I want you to remember working with a person who didn't know how to do the job. I want you to remember you having to take up the slack and how miserable you were. I want you to remember how confused you were when you saw that person walking around with a name tag on that said manager or employee because you just knew they weren't going to hire him or her. That's what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is the last interview. Tomorrow is the day you hire the most important employee you've ever hired. Whether or not you put your 2 cents in, that's up to you. Whether or not you weigh in on the situation and say, hey, I'm going this way or that way, that is 100% up to you. But also understand that you are 100% affected by what that person does. And think about that. Tomorrow is the final boss. Tomorrow is the day they sign the contract. Who you hiring? Who you putting your trust in? Who are you expecting to help you and protect you? That's it. That's realistically, that's what a president is. He's an employee. And we're the hirers. We're the hiring staff. Google policies from each person. Google experience from each person. Google comments. Just Google. Google your person. I've Googled mine. Read. I Google both. So that's what I'm saying. And then make the decision and stand on it. Harris Walls, 2024, President 2025. I can hope and pray because last time I hoped and prayed, I woke up to crazy town. Hopefully, Wednesday will be different. Hopefully, I won't wake up in fear for my the rights of my. I don't worry about whether or not I'm gonna have to have an abortion or whether or not I'm gonna die while I'm waiting for somebody to perform a DNC because really, DNC and abortion are the same thing. They're scared to perform DNCs on people that aren't pregnant because they're scared of perception. Women are dying. I'm not gonna say people because nobody's telling men what to do with their bodies. Nobody's making men go down to the doctor and get a vasectomy to keep from having kids. Nobody's telling men not to put on condoms. Nobody's stopping men from, abandoning the children that they think that it's a woman's job to raise. So I'm only speaking about in that particular aspect about women. I don't have to worry about that. But there are millions of women that do. I'm sad every time I see somebody who's lost their life or the ability to have children in the future because we allow somebody to play God who wasn't God. It's saddening to see young people be racist, openly racist, and not even know the implications of what they're doing because they heard other people do it and because it's fashionable and it's cool in 2024. I'm saddened every time the police are called because somebody is walking while black, talking while black, on the phone while black. I'm sad that young black people and people of color are still dying at the hands of the police because they fear for their life. I'm sad that they're changing curriculums in schools and you're not teaching your children anymore, but you're making sure the Bible is in there, even though there are children in there who don't, who aren't Christian. This country has millions of people who are not Christian, but they'll be subjected to that. Vote like your life and the life of people you love depends on it. Or don't vote and shut up when you don't like the outcome of what happened. All right, y'all, let me check this time because I feel like my eyeballs. Yep, almost an hour and a half. Lord have mercy, I done talked a long time. I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening to me. I want to thank the people who listen to this in the replay. Um, to recap, vote for whoever you want to, um, but vote. I hope that everybody votes for Kamala. I hope that it's a landslide, but that ain't reality. I hope that we have a chance. Our future has a chance. But hell, I've been hoping that since the 80s, since the 70s. I'm like I said, you girl old. Look at the people that you love. It's not about a TV show. It's not about you're fired. It's about whether or not you trust this person with the people that you love. This is it. End of discussion. That is the sum up my thing. Which of these people do you trust with the futures of the people that you love? And then vote accordingly. Girl, just saw something at the corner. I made me stop talking. My bad. Hold on. What the hell? Y'all know I live in Virginia. It's a lot of ghosts. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening to me. I want to thank everybody who listens to me in the future. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Um, comment down below. Like I said, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. Comment accordingly. Share this video if you want to. I'd appreciate it if you did. Hit that like button. I said that already. Hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. Bomb Squad. Y'all are the best squad in the nation, in the world. I appreciate the support. I appreciate y'all coming out. It's your girl Lisa. Thank you, Leilani, my co-hostess with the mostest. She didn't get up, but she down there in the comments. So thank you very much. Thank everybody who came out and commented something. Willie Brown, Cool Gamer, Addie. Thank you guys so much. If I missed your name, I didn't mean to. I just ain't got my glass on and I ain't looking. Those are just the ones I remember. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow is voting day. Tomorrow is D-Day. Get out, vote, exercise, change our future. Harris Walls, 2024, President 2025. It's your girl Lisa, and I'm out. Peace.